What bothers you in music? One time I got pretty high and began noticing every time a rapper would take a gasp for air. Now I can't stop hearing it in songs. When a band with a fresh, different sound gets popular, so then the other record labels trip over themselves to find their version of that band because now it's a sure thing. So then the airwaves are flooded with a bunch of second-rate sound-alikes. The radio cutting out my favorite verse for time. If I'm hearing a song for the very first time, yet I can finish the singer's sentences. Song, save me, don't say from myself. Don't say from myself. Song, from Missy Elf, me, god damn it. Instruments are expensive. Fake. Sirens. Like goddamn my commute to work is stressful enough. I don't need it to sound like I'm about to be pulled over or there's a major accident ahead of me. Songs that are overly repetitive that brag about possessions. Looking at you. 12 Days of Christmas. When the mix is bad, the main issue I have is that you can't hear the vocals or some other important part. So you turn it up, only to be deafened by various parts of the drum kit. Another common issue is bass that sounds super muddy and draws out for too long. There are many hip hop songs with such crap mixing on the bass that I have to turn off my subwoofers. That pisses me off. I make music. It's freaking easy to make your bass not sound like a loose flapping hippopotamus asshole. Live audience participation in songs that are not live, unless it is Scooter. The Grammys are just a popularity contest. Number DJ Khaled. The amount of cheesy, cliche, and original love songs. The fact that albums are becoming longer with more songs just to get streams rather than being a body of work that the artist has put work into. People who think they have to test my knowledge of a certain artist to prove to them I'm a real fan. I once said I liked Off Wukta and then proceeded to be asked by someone who considered themselves a real fan questions like what was his first album, or some other crap like what's Tyler's favorite brand of cookies. And if I didn't know then apparently I was a fake fan. When it comes to music I don't blindly follow anyone, and I like specifically what I like as I don't often like every song any artist I'm into writes. The way that the X Factor / voice style results in every high note getting its own round of applause. It's spilled out into live gigs everywhere, even musical theater. A song isn't just about its difficult sections or its highest note. I can't stand the indie girl voice that's taken over all music, even the mainstream, with the deformed vowels and the curled phonemes. People doing really slow and emotional versions of classic pop and rock songs for TV advertisements, usually female, usually accompanied by a piano. Pimping up musicians after their death. Once M. J died, his estate released his unreleased music saying that's what M. J would have done if they were alive. Yep, right. Because nothing says M. J wanted his unreleased music released by hiding it in a box in his attic all your life. Nor is hologram 2D Prince dancing on a bedsheet at the Super Bowl cool. Too much repetition. Like, I get that most music is inherently repetitive, like choruses and whatnot, but it seems like it's getting really overboard now. It's like a single verse will suffice, and then fill in the other 2.5 minutes by repeating the chorus over and over again. Throw a crappy rap in there, too. Shows like The Voice and American Idol where they only let on people with crystal clear voices, and they all sound exactly the same. It perpetuates the stereotype that something has to be pretty to be beautiful or powerful, and I just wholeheartedly disagree. It's weird to think that some of my favorite singers wouldn't have ever gotten past the auditions on those shows. The lack of creativity and effort in some indie music. 7 out of 10 times it seems like it's just made to please an aesthetic. That I can't make 7 figures doing it. We still don't know where Cotton Eye Joe came from. Music genre snobs. People who look down their nose at you for liking different genres while simultaneously keeping their preferred genre. I don't understand how people listen to rap. Oh, you also like indie? I bet you only listen to the Lumineers and of Monsters and Men and you've never even heard of the Gaslight Anthem. Bitch, it is my ears and my money. I'll listen to whatever makes me happy. I'm ecstatic to get new suggestions. but I'm way more willing to show interest in / support your random group if you demonstrate that their fan base isn't full of douches. Also, people who are too hardcore about their preferred group, I bet you only like them casually and you've never sawed off a finger in appreciation at one of their concerts. These points apply to most things, though. Country, rap, R&B are becoming spiced up pop songs. There are people out there who really think that post-avant jazzcore is better than progressive dream funk. Some line that has nothing wrong with it, that needs nothing added onto it, followed by, tonight. Filling in sections with whoa, I've just gotten tired of it, and there are some bands that really overdo it. It just seems lazy. Edit. Okay, I understand that it's called the millennial whoop. Thank you for the dozen people who have clarified. Songs that just kind of keeping going at the end instead of fading out or just ending. These pop and hip hop combos where a pop group sing 2 verses and a rapper tosses in a few bars and an outro. Every single one of these songs are garbage. Looking at you Maroon 5. Been downhill since songs about Jane. WTF is modern pop country music? That crap is terrible. And why do they try to rap in it? Edit. A lot of talk about bluegrass on this thread. I recommend checking out the Blind Owl Band. Very good local, to me, bluegrass band. The fact that Christians are willing to embrace mediocre music because it has the word Jesus in it. I'm a Christian. I hate that stuff. It confirms what the world thinks of us. 1. When they rhyme a word with the same word. 2. When they don't bother to create new lyrics, so they just repeat the first verse or worse sing la, 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 la. To be specific, this is in video game music. Winter / Christmas area music almost always having the goddamn sleigh bells. It's less that I hate how they sound, and more how overused they are. You can make music feel cold without them. Ick now. Ow edit. Just wanted to clarify that I know there is much winter music in games without the sleigh bells. Just that quite a lot of it has them, haha. Nice to see everyone here sharing music. Though, I'd give a track myself if I knew one that wasn't posted already. Country music lyrics seem to not leave much to the imagination. It seems lazy, and it feels like the artist wants to relate to as many people as possible. Wordplay is fun in songs, and can end up leaving 2 different people hearing 2 different things. But in country music it's so clean, and straight to the point. Okay, you work on an farm. Okay, you wear jeans. Okay, you like blonde-headed girls. Okay, you like relaxing with a drink. Mon man. The tone bending and synthesizing artists' voices. Literally anyone could do that. Also Sean Paul. He doesn't sing. He doesn't rap. He just speaks Jamaican into a microphone. Skits between songs on rap albums, the 1 or 2% that are actually good don't justify the vast majority that suck. And we were trying different things. And we were smoking funny things. Motherfricker, did you just rhyme things with things? What kind of lazy bullcrap are you trying to pull? I don't know what it's called, but it seems more and more prevalent in electronic music, especially the crappy royalty-free stuff they stick behind YouTube videos, where the volume seems to ramp up and then cut out, like someone spinning the volume knob back and forth. It's jarring to my ears, and I hate it. One thing that's been bugging me is like phony messages. Like one song I liked because it was really catchy, but then when I listened to the lyrics it was all about how she was going to rise up and run the world, which no she's not. Like you can't stick it to the man when he owns your platform, yadig. She was also anti-capitalist, which comes in as super phony from a pop star, and then add to the fact that the message is just to sell more copies, so the exact opposite of the message. Freaking police sirens when I'm driving. They're the next Prince. They're the next Tupac. No. Just stop. Let the artist be an artist. The reason MJ is because he was him, not someone else. Also rap concerts. I love modern rap, but the concerts typically involve just trying to make the crowd go crazy by counting to 3. And there's no change in dynamics. Just shouting over their own song, even if it's not loud in the studio version. When you have to say what year it is, like it's something to be proud of, yo, it's 2004, is not something that will be all that relevant 20 years later. preachy or condescending lyrics. Some people seem to forget they sing songs for a living. It's like, yeah, you've been a millionaire since you were 16. You're incredibly handsome, live in a mansion, and everyone in the world loves you. Please, go on and lecture me about life, using rhyming platitudes. Guitar solos that consist entirely of someone just playing a slower version of the main melody. But I freaking love it when a solo starts doing that before spinning off into its own thing. That's freaking awesome. Also solos that are just someone playing up and the scale quickly. I hate that. Sorry by Justin Bieber is a good example. It plays the verse and chorus and you're like, yeah, that's a good song. And then it essentially repeats it 3 times with no significant changes to fill up 4 minutes. Songs which consist entirely of a rapper boasting about their wealth and possessions. How incredibly boring can you get? Overheard in a Norwegian death metal studio. Yeah. Let's put a 1-minute intro on every track. Use some wind blowing sounds. Some distant battle noises. Maybe some wolves howling. The fans love that crap. No, we freaking don't. Plagiarizing old songs and not making much of an effort to do something new with it. Just capitalize off of the old song's familiarity. Hearing DJ Khaled or another one at the start / in the middle / at the end of a song. Freaking Pitbull. The only good thing about him is how he announces himself at the beginning of every song, so you have a little time to change the song or radio station. Also, how all the major new rappers coming out are just trash. When artists get a big ego and start crapping on other people when it isn't warranted. Cough Halsey cough. The glut of Tame Impala wannabes being churned out in recent times. Ukuleles, snaps and claps, whistling, essentially upbeat happy ad music. It's my private hell. Yeah, reading this thread was a mistake. 6x99. I never got the knowledge I need to make my own. Musical elitism is literally everywhere. Why do I have to justify what I like or why I like it? Sometimes it just clicks with me. I hate the fact that it's considered like a product. How they try to craft something which will be consumed instead of being an open space for talent to express itself. Moaning / sex noises in a song. As a bassist, bass lines that are really just root notes of each chord really bother me. It's not that hard to play within the chord. Just throw in a few fifths or something, gosh. I wish rock wasn't dead. Edit, thanks for the many suggestions. People who get genres wrong. Yeah, I really like techno like David Guetta, but also screamo like Megadeth. Lazy lyrics that are just there. Lyrics are musical too. They should paint a picture by showing, not telling. Lyrics should be just as playful as the music. Lyrics that make no sense. More recently, all the ad-libs being added after every line of the song. The new Beyonce song is a good example of this. Stack my money fast and go, fast, fast, go, fast like a Lambo, SKRT, 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 I be jumping off the stage, ho, jumpin', hey, hey. Fans who think that older music equals better music. There are a ton of great bands that have stood the test of time, but there's also a lot of classic rock / pop that straight up sucks. Too much repetition, boring plain chords, people going up and down 4 notes, as if that's supposed to be interesting. No, your passage is not so genius that we need to hear it 5x in exactly the same way. Modern recordings also tend to stitch different takes together, ripping apart any unifying phrasing and expression. Makes me die inside. Artists not writing their own music and auto-tuning. Ultimately, the people with the real talent are hidden in the shadows, while an extremely good-looking person who can sort of sing becomes a rich and famous musician. When I can't figure out why people like it, I like all kinds of music, but I don't like everything. And even as I've aged, I've always tried to listen to a little of what the kids like these days, and whether I like it or not, I'll at least try to see why others do. But there are a handful of artists where I just can't figure it out, and that always bugs me. YouTube covers, especially of songs that are hip hop or EDM and in a style that just can't be reproduced well in an acoustic style. Dancey music you can't actually dance to. After all that jamming on the studio version of Freebird, it ends in a fade out. It's getting formulaic. I used to love pop music, but it all sounds the same right now. I believe they figured out the things that make them the most money, and no one has the balls to try something different in the same genre. Pop songs with backing vocals that just say hey, 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 hey throughout the entire song. Can't freaking stand it. It irritates me how much of the industry is devoted to vapid heartthrobs who sing songs made by someone else for a market of teenage girls and young women, all about how much a boy likes them. Ibiza style dance anthems can be good, but in an actual club where the DJ stretches out one 4-bar drum loop for 32 minutes, just by fading in random stock samples, and tweaking filter knobs, and then finishing it with the inevitable air horns blare, any music compressed to frick to make it louder, where's the dynamic range in that? Intentional sing-along parts like whoa-oh. As a drummer, dropping my sticks, it is embarrassing, because you can't really play for a couple of seconds and the stick goes flying, and it makes a loud noise when it hits the ground. Setting up and tearing down the drum set every time the drum set needs to go anywhere for a gig. It can be very tedious. Breaking the fourth wall with a self-reference, and then I wrote this song. Lyrics that start with, and he/she said. The casual parlance of country lyrics, though I suppose that's what fans of country music enjoy. Using ooh-os, ass, and ho-ass as lyrics. Adding on to the last point. Setting up the chorus with a lyric like, and it goes like this. Putting your band/artist/group name in the lyrics. Probably have more. 90% of the lyrical content is love, breakup, mending relationships, never getting over someone. I just don't care anymore. Maroon 5 has made a career out of those songs. Taylor Swift has made a career out of those songs. Boring songs. Nothing original. It's just a cheap way for people to listen and connect to, since it apparently happens every hour. They're just getting success over your broken hearts, and that just doesn't sit well with me. I remember seeing a Reddit post that said 2,000 kids didn't watch Jay-Z and Linkin Park collaboration, so kids today can say XXXTentacion was the first to combine rap and rock. It's just funny cause not even Jay-Z and Linkin Park were the first to do that. Theirs was a famous collab by Run DMC and Steven Tyler in the 80s. People hold their music as superior and it's annoying. Chris Brown. All new country music sounds the same. They all have the same poppy sounding guitar riff. I do enjoy the more old school type of country like Chris Stapleton and Sturgill Simpson though. How the Reddit app mutes Spotify when a GIF is playing. Do me soul do me do soul me do ti do. Pop music stop doing it please please. Sirens of emergency response vehicles. People clapping along during a live concert. They're always off. And as a drummer myself, I can only imagine how frustrating it must be for the drummer on stage to keep his rhythm when you have a few thousand people clapping out of sync with you and each other. Not to mention, even if they somehow do manage to clap on the beat, if it's a big festival and you have people standing several hundred meters away from the stage, you're going to have a delay and it's going to be offbeat anyway. Stop clapping during live concerts. When people watch concerts through their phone screens. As a 24-year-old, I know this isn't a popular opinion, but people sometimes pay $100+ for a ticket to see their favorite artist live and end up watching the show like it's a YouTube video. Put your damn phone down and enjoy the experience. That slow rap that doesn't involve clever wordplay. The SoundCloud/emo rap style is infecting all of hip hop and it's making me think I'm not with it anymore. Exactly how many people seem to think that every song has to have immense lyrical depth accompanied by technical and intricate music, and performed in a completely unique style and sound. Imagine if you applied this same philosophy to every meal you ate, where it should only be prepared by the finest chefs with the highest quality ingredients, and served over 3 hours and 4 courses total. Some music is definitely meant to be Le Bernardin, where it wants to be recognized on its artistic merits in those categories. Some music is meant to be the wonderful hole-in-the-wall Chinese spot you found downtown, where you get an incredibly unique sound in the place that you would least expect it. Even though it may not be produced to the highest quality, some music is meant to be a hipster brunch place, where every now and then you might have a bomb-ass meal, though most of the time you're going to get an average dish you probably overpaid for. Some music is meant to be dollar store hot dogs, where you're simply consuming it for the sake of consuming something, or you're consuming it in a group of people to hit a certain vibe like a barbecue. Prince, Lil Pump, The Beatles, Richard Warner, Boogie, Nickelback, and Kendrick Lamar all excel at certain things in the music industry, all do certain things better than the others, all are better and worse than the rest in some respects. Not every song or artist is meant to be original. That's just the law of averages in effect. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.